Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 1346 46 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome back to SRW TV. We are back for your Thursday night broadcast, and this is your Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. This is a super sprint series. 3 races of 20 minutes. Second race being reverse top 10. Third race and feature race being reverse top 5. Tonight we are coming to you from Willow Springs International Raceway. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and Tyler Sheaf is in the comms box next to me.
Hey ShiBBy, I hope everyone is enjoying their Thursday night tonight. We're already in qualifying, so I'll quickly just go through the top 10 for the GR86s in points. So Jamie Christensen has retaken the lead after a stellar 3 wins last week. He's on 894 points, followed by Sam Katakazunas. Dylan De Bono and John McHenry are trailing those two boys for the championship lead. Curtis Jackson is in P5 on 737 points, followed by Jack Grunwald. Then we've got Douglas Gowan in P7, followed by the Kittens Racing of David Gallo. Got Tim Corn, and rounding out the top 10 is Mark Cochran. So there's still a lot of stake for these boys, especially for the overall championship. I'm looking forward to what Willow Springs can bring us for tonight.
Yeah, mate, with how close the racing's been across this Super Sprint series, I'm definitely right there with you as well. Willow Springs, a much flowier track, really big elevation changes. I think this is probably one of the biggest we've had in the elevation change across this series. So definitely looking forwards to it. With it looks like we've got about 30 registered drivers, so the numbers definitely haven't dropped off, and plenty of points to play for in this Super Sprint series as well. We are in the Racecraft Simulations qualifying session right now. It is solo qualifying. We can see Mr. Grandpa Gowans did just set the quickest time of a 27.218. But Jamie Christensen in fine form as always, just pipped him with a 27.152. Great to see John McHenry from the Locked On lads out there starting to get some solid times in, as we see Dylan DeBono from Velocity Sim Labs nearly into the 26s. That is a 127 near on flat, 0.047. So we are starting to get some very quick times out there.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who can be the quickest out there. At 12 drivers already in the 27-second mark. But just a couple of drivers a little bit out at the moment. One to keep an eye out is Ryan Price. I have seen him in practice put in a stellar 27.3, so I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks his way up into the top 5. But we see Dougie Goward also improved on his lap time as well, going back into P2 with a 127.087. So currently a velocity 1-2 in the front row, and putting a good challenge to Jamie Christensen early on.
Yeah, well, he is one of those guys that makes it look like the 86s is just a simple Sunday drive. He definitely has extreme pace, and I think what really wins it for him is his consistency is next level. Every week, doesn't matter the track, super consistent. Will set fast times over and over and over again, and we also know he is very comfortable racing around other drivers, so be keeping an eye on him. It's interesting to see that he hasn't got himself up into that P1 spot, but I tell you what, Dylan DeBono this season for the Velocity Sim Labs team is really starting to make a name for himself, not only in the 86s, the Formula 3, and the V8 supercars. So I tell you what, this is one young gun that everybody needs to be watching out for in the Australian iRacing scene.
Yeah, he definitely picked up his game this season. Obviously, consistency is key. I think it was something that he was lacking a little bit early on in his career here at SRW. But this season, like, no matter what car he's driven, he's showed that he's got a lot of pace and a lot of talent. And it's good to see he finally starting to blossom out there on track as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, great driver. Love watching him race. It's great to see him in a couple of different series. As we commentate, curse him and he slides off the track, or he was just showing off and showing his car control. In most cases, you are going to lose control of that 86 once it hits the dirt. But that rear end does not play nice. Tim Corn, one of the other Locked On lads drivers, has now outdone his teammate John McHenry, as we see Christensen 127.026 will pip DeBono. That is a screaming fast time. It wouldn't surprise me if either Gowans, DeBono, or Christensen make it into those 26s here tonight. We have definitely seen during race sessions the drivers run quicker laps than what they've done in qualifying. Just looking at the weather, 19 degrees Celsius track. It is prime weather for racing, that's for sure.
Yeah, probably a little bit too cool for their liking to be out there by themselves, but the boys are definitely showing a lot of talent out there. Now we're just pushing to 14 cars in the 27 mark. I would be very surprised if they can get into the 26 without a tow, but with the talent out there, it would be a massive, massive push to see Daniel Byrne in the top 10 in the Kittens 808 car. He's doing a really good job as well this season, proving that he's got a bit of talent, not just only in the open wheel, but also in the close wheel as well. I'm looking forward to see what he can do for the rest of the season.
Mate, I've been stunned with Daniel's performance. As we know, the Kittens racing team are very much heavily, predominantly filled with open wheelers, so they love their F3s, their F1, so a little bit shocked when Daniel Byrne came over to have a go at the 86s, but I tell you what, the effort that he's putting in and the skill that he's showing, mate, it's going to be an interesting season for him. Actually, good question is, where is he sitting in the points? He's sitting P13 on 512 points in the championship points, so he has had a phenomenal season for the first season out of an open wheeler here on SRW.
Yeah, and top 10 overall in Pro as well, so he'll be very stoked with that, considering that he never really driven a car like this before this season, so he's doing a phenomenal job. As we see on screen, Sam Katakazuna is currently P2 in the championship, but I've got to say, his qualifying hasn't been a strong suit the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, he's been starting a little bit further back than what he rather likes to be at the front.
Yeah, he does seem to like to be up the front, but I tell you what, mate, his driving skill is fantastic. He's really good in and around other drivers, so that's definitely his strong point when it comes to racing. But our racecraft qualifying session is over, and we will now lock in that pole position. Dylan DeBono from Velocity Sim Lab with a 127.004, nearly into those 126s for the Velocity Sim Lab team. Will take out your racecraft simulation qualifying results and pole position. Jamie Christensen in P2 and Doug Gowans in P3. We are getting the grid ready to rock and roll here this evening for our 3-race event.
Really, really quick up there in the front as we see DeBono, Christensen and Gowans in the top 3. Tim Court has also been very consistent in qualifying as well in P4 for the Locked On Lads Racing. Behind him is his teammate John McHenry. Besides him is Jack Gronwald. Then we've got Jaden Basilak in P7, followed by another Velocity driver with Matty Gerard, so they'll be very happy with 3 drivers in the top 10. Dan Fatus is in P9, and beside him, round out the top 10 is Daniel Byrne in the Kittens. Got Braden Martin in the Pro in P11, followed by Matthew Feely-Taylor, the quickest rookie out there on the grid. Sam Katakazuna is starting in P13, followed by Mark Turner. Then we've got Ryan Price. Next to him is Peter Wilkinson. Nathan Kane starting in P17, followed by Cody Metcalf, with Callum Hodgkinson and Mark Cochran rounding out the top 20. Behind them is Philip Buckland in P21. Next to him is Daniel Winrow in P22. Steven Sinkovich in P23, followed by Vic Ben Belden in P24.
Curtis Jackson will fall into P25 next to Brendan Soper, Wayne Edwards, David Simmons, Tyson McAvoy, and Tyson McAvoy is your race steward here tonight, followed by Greg Johnston and Graham Nucky. It looks like Lockie Brett and Graham Nucky have not hit the grid yet. We really don't have much time left to go, as we are getting ready to go racing for Heat 1 here tonight at Willow Springs. Who is going to get the better start here tonight? What a field of cars. It's going to be a cracking race, mate.
Going to be very interesting to see what Jamie Christensen done. This is obviously a little bit of a challenge because Dylan DeBono is right next to him, and depending on what happens in the first corner, he might have a very, very difficult task to try and get past Dylan, considering that Doug Gowan is right behind them. So it'll be a little bit of team tactics out there, considering in P4 and 5 is the Locked On Lads. So I believe that there's going to be a couple of strategies out there. As we see, the orange light is coming out, and we're about to get going. And we have a green light, and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan DeBono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well. So unfortunately, Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred, but the challenge is on for the boys out there to make or break the race. Get a little bit further back in the grid. Matty Gerard lost a couple of positions already as well, but still in the top 10.
It's a bit off track there. Everybody's definitely going to settle in as there was a bit of a check up where the Sim Black's car wasn't ready for the car to slow down in front, and that has caused a bit of chaos, but it does look like everybody has gotten through safely. We caught it just off to the left of the screen where one car got on his brakes to get through the corner. It looked like he was just a little bit too close and couldn't brake in time. That is unfortunate, but it is a race. Oh, Mark Turner's off into the sticks as well. This is not rallycross, mate. These are 86s, although rallycross and 86. Interesting.
I definitely think it would work. It'll be interesting to see if these boys want to do a little bit of off-tracking later on in the season, but Matty Gerard is battling out with a few drivers around Peter Wilkinson. Matthew Fieldy Taylor already gaining 4th position in front of that pack. And it was game on. Oh no, is that contact between Matty Gerard and Sam Kazunas? I hope it wasn't, but very unlucky there for Matty Gerard, losing a lot of places from that incident. But Jamie Christensen leads the first lap of the race, and he's off track as well.
You guys really starting to push the limits of this track. I wonder if it's because the track is actually quite cold and their tyres are definitely going to take a little bit longer to come to full temp and get that grip in, but we can definitely see a few people pushing these cars, seeing where the limit is of the track. As we see Korn trying to have a look down the inside of DeBono. This field is already on top of each other. This is going to be a great race as we are at the top of Willow Springs right now, and we'll start feeding our way back down through the elevations. Riding on board with Tim Corn, the Locked On Lads driver. Don't forget, you can support them for the Shitbox Rally to help cure cancer for next year.
It's very good to see the battle all the way through as well. There's a few big gainers. One of the biggest one is Greggy Johnson up in P24, but Mark Turner at the moment has got a fair bit of battling with him. Got a lot of pressure behind him.
Other way around, mate. Sam Kazunas has got Mark Turner right on the back of him, so Mark's doing all the pressuring right now with that KTM Motorsports car. Great racing so far. Tell you what, mate, don't you reckon the 86 Super Sprint Series has really put on some phenomenal racing across the season?
Yeah, it definitely has. It's a very even car, even though there's open setup, but I found a lot of drivers out there being able to show exactly how they can drive a car. As we see Peter Wilkinson putting a lot of pressure on Pricey, but Pricey's up to P9, up 6 positions already as well, so he's really starting to show his skills out there, but he does got a rookie driver ahead of Matthew Feely Taylor in P8, so Pricey has a really good challenge on his hands at the moment with a few other drivers around him.
Yeah, you say rookie driver though, mate, but we see it every week where these rookie drivers are getting right up there and mixing it with the AMs and the pros. So, you know, there could be a few changes as we go through.
Do put in a lot of effort as well in practice to make sure that they can compete fairly on the grid. Peter Wilkinson is rounding out the P10 position currently 4 minutes into the race.
Got a bit of a storm coming over, so sorry ladies and gentlemen if the stream just cut out. It definitely did on my end. We'll keep you posted and I'll tweak little things in the background here. See if I can get it to smooth out a little bit, but I tell you what, up here in Queensland at the moment, it is sweltering hot and I can feel that storm starting to build out there.
Yeah, at the moment, I do see the quickest time at the moment is 126.852 of Jack Grunwald, who's ahead of that pack right now, currently in P4. So we have already seen someone in the 26s, and there's a few others as well behind in the track as well that managed to break the 26 mark. So it is a very, very pacey track at the moment. So a lot of pressure is on the drivers ahead of the slipstream. So we see Peter Wilkinson just having a look at Sam Katakuzuna's got to be really wary.
Katakuzuna's just got the move done on Peter Wilkinson just before. There's a locked on lads car.
No.
That's Tim Corn off the track. And that's given Katakuzunas, so that must have pulled up some of the field in front of Katakuzunas. And that's really now put him right on the back of P9.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate there for Tim Corn. He's a very pacey driver and just very unfortunate there. I'm not 100% sure if it was contact or just driver error, but that is a very, very costly mistake.
Oh, Jack Groenewald again starting to show his pace for Passion Sim Racing in these 86s. Started later in the season than some of our other drivers, but I tell you what, every week he's been up there in that top 5 as we see the front 4 start snaking down the straight, trying to break away from that draft. You only get 2 moves. Oh, as Christensen's pushed it too hard, way off into the dirt. Comes back on, but he comes out in front of De Bono. And Grandpa Gowans will make the move by using that off track to his advantage. But Christensen stuck right up the inside now. What is Gowans and De Bono going to do? 2 teammates there. They've really got to work together because Christensen and Groenewald. Oh, there's been a little touch there. And it looks like De Bono and Gowans is around and the K-Tech Motorsport Batouche straight into the side of that Velocity Sim Labs car.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate for 3 drivers out there causing collision there. Unfortunately, a very innocent bystander of Dan Tuesday got caught up as well. But yeah, like you said, it would be very interesting to see what will play out from that. I haven't heard any calls at the moment from RC, so they got a very busy job at the moment to have a look at that incident. But that puts Dylan De Bono now on P10 with a lot of press of Nathan Kane, and Tim Corn's already gained 3 positions from his mishap. So yeah, this final position for the top 10 reverse place is going to be very, very spicy in the next 13 minutes.
Yeah, definitely is. It's also given Jamie Christensen that big lead that we know he really doesn't need. He's out of all those mistakes there, 2.75 seconds off Jack Groenewald. And then there's another 1 second back to John McHenry. So keep in mind, Groenewald and Christensen are actually on the same team. So having those 2 up front is definitely going to benefit them both. But McHenry, we know this man, Mr. Consistent from last season. He is our reigning previous champion of the Toyota GR86s. Hasn't had the best season, but still, I tell you what, Mr. Consistent is still sitting in P4 on the championship with 770 points. So it's still anyone's game. So we see Wilkinson trying to put it up the side of Byrne. And that is the same corner where we saw the incident lap just ago. I feel like that one's definitely going to be called in. That is a tricky little corner as it comes up through the elevation. It not only changes as it goes up, but it tilts. So any little touch, and we see another car off. The elevation is really playing havoc with our drivers tonight.
Yeah, it's a typical NAS truck kind of track at the moment with all the varieties ups and downs, so I think a lot of drivers are not too familiar with it, and it catches them out in a couple of corners as we just see Tim now back into the top 10 just behind Nathan Kane, and it'll be very intriguing to see what he does. It's just off the track, Nathan Kane, so that gets a really good exit for Tim Corn to try and make a move into turn 1 from the outside as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see what Nathan Kane does to defend his position. And
too much, mate.
No, he's done a really good job sticking side by side at the moment. Hasn't let go at the moment, but now just, yeah, unfortunately inside what Tim Corn has allowed him to go up to P8.
These are very tight corners. They don't look like it, but because of the sloping in towards the corners, it puts a lot more pressure on the car as they're trying to swing them through at high speed. So definitely being on that outer line, it can actually not benefit you, but we see Braden Martin there make great use of the deeper line there. and gets pulled right in front of Cody Metcalf. But Cody Metcalf is going to see a small mistake made by Braden. He's going to get back up the inside. Metcalf has got to pull back in as we come through these tight corners. This is where we keep seeing people go off, and it's happened again. They're just not catching how that car works, and we see Daniel Byrne start making up spots again after that contact 2 laps ago.
Yeah, I know a couple of drivers did do practice on Monday night, and they did say that the track feels a little bit more colder. As you just see, John McHenry got a lot of pressure. Is that? Yeah,
Jack Gronwald.
not Christian, that John, yeah, Jack Gronwald.
It says Christensen for some. Yeah, they're using the same paint for some reason, but that's Jack Gronwald.
Yeah, it's got a little bit confusing. I go, that says Christensen here, but no, as we see Jack putting a lot of pressure on John McHenry, as we just see that there is
drive-through penalty for car 25 on contact lap 5. So that's Jamie Christensen. So I think that may have been what caused DeBono and the other 2 drivers to spin. So that was Tim Corn and Daniel Byrne as well, I believe.
Dan Patooth and Doug Gowan was a part of that one.
They
so
were
Daniel...
the unfortunate ones that clipped the incident on the way through. That will see Christensen lose that 4-second gap, as he will have to serve this drive-through next lap.
Yeah, I've been intrigued to see how much time they lose for a drive-through. I've never raced at this track before, but it'd be very interesting to see the development, because any black flags we can have a bit of an estimate. As you see, Sam Katakazuna is up 8 positions right behind Matthew Feely-Taylor, doing an awesome job battling for the top 5 at the moment as a rookie driver. The leader at the moment as well. If he will get promoted into the top 3 once Jamie Christensen goes into the pits.
Christensen is in. Christensen is in. So he pulled in just in front of these guys. Let's keep a watch. So he has to do a full pit drive-through. It's not the shortest, but it's not the longest. Christensen dropped into 8th, now 9th, into 10th now. Falling through the field because these cars are so close. Looks like he's going to come out in P10th, and Mark Cochran will be firing down on the back of him. We can see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it looks like it's roughly even more, like a 20-second loss if you do get a black flag, so it is very costly at this track. So it just makes it more critical not to make a mistake out there. To see Callum Hodgkinson allowed obviously up another position to P9 now, so he's been a very happy man, currently up 10 spots overall, but putting a lot of pressure on Nathan Kane, fellow amateur driver, so it's good to see these 2 battle out along the way.
It's great to see Calvin really starting to get up there. Great show for the Crisscross Racing team, of course, and their main sponsor, Palmerston Bakery. We haven't seen too much of the Crisscross lads through SRW this season. Usually they are a flood full of drivers, so definitely doing his team proud this evening.
Definitely is, and he's a challenger as well. I think they're a little bit more comfortable in the GT3, GTP kind of cars, but to see them out here in the G86 is a good thing, and obviously showing their skills can spread out a bit more, but there's still loads of battles out there at track at the moment. So Jack Gronwald and John McHenry battling for the lead of the race. We've got Jaden Baslak a little bit further back battling out with Vic for P18.
Yeah, we just call him Vic.
Ben Velden. Yeah, I think Vic is a lot more easy to say, but yeah.
I agree. Yeah, lots of battles across the field. Oh, as we see Gronwald make a mistake, can McHenry commit to that? Or did he roll out of that just in case he didn't know where Jack was going to go once it got up on 2 wheels? Definitely closed the gap a lot more. We did see a drive-through penalty for car 61 for contact on lap 5. That is Greg Johnston.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult track. Just there's a lot of corners that they can just outbrake themselves, outspeed themselves, and just showing at the moment that it puts a lot of pressure on the drivers. As you see, Sam Katakazuna is putting a lot of pressure on the map, and it's going to go onto the outside around the last corners. It's a very brave move, shall I say, to do, because it's not very easy to stick on the track. As you see, Sam just backing out, doing the right thing, because he knew that if he tried to stay on the outside, he was going to go way off the track.
Still
And,
got a good run out of that corner though, mate. Look how close he stuck up the back. Even using that wide line, he's got a great run. Use that draft. Going to come down into turn 1 now. Side by side, cuts it through. There was a lock up in front of them.
That's John McHenry.
That's McHenry. McHenry's off track. McHenry's off track. Drop down into P7. What's happened there? Let's get a quick action replay. No, that is not the replay.
He's already mowing the lawn by then. It'd be interesting to see if he try to make a move for the lead on Jack Grunwald.
Oh, he's just got the rear loose. And around he goes, tries to get the brakes on, but not enough, and will lose a lot of positions. Lucky this is a 3-heat series. As we go back to Kane and Hodgkinson as... Oh, Kane gets it sideways. That's going to lose him a lot of time to Hodgkinson. Hodgkinson's going to drive away from that. But now Brendan Soper for Web Sim Racing has closed the back of Kane. So this is it's a tough track tonight. And I tell you what, this is some of the closest racing I think we've seen across the field in Heat 1. Heat 1 can usually be one of the quietest races as it's all done by where you finish in qualifying. But, mate, haven't we seen a cracker of a first race here?
Yeah, we definitely have. We've seen Matthew and Pricey just having a bit of a battle for the last podium position currently. It's only 3.5 minutes to go. They go into the first corner. Pricey's on the outside. Felix Taylor's on the inside. Pricey had a really good exit and managed to maintain on the track as well. So, what a move that is on the outside of turn 1 and stuck to it as well. He'll be a very happy man currently in his racing sim.
Yeah, good move there from Price. He might have an R next to his name, but I tell you what, the real life racing experience this man has had is definitely starting to show in the sim. He's only been in the sim for a little under 6 months, and that is any sim racing. So he's picked this up extremely well and really starting to show what that real life racing experience can do for you over here in the sim.
I do got a massive inquiry. I'm very intrigued to see how many drivers have actually raced at Willow Springs previously before
big
tonight.
Mistake by Callan Hodgkinson.
Oh, he's got very, very lucky to maintain P12, but that could have been very, very unlucky there. But it's good to see that he managed to control the car very well and didn't do a full spin. Oh no, he's just got around again. And he's upside down. Did you see the battle between Billy Taylor and Price, but Callum Hodgkinson ended up upside down. So he's the first car to land on his turtle cell tonight. Just in that battle, just lost a little bit of control again.
Oh, and he's clipped the Maverick Sim Sports car as well, unfortunately. Does end up on his roof. There will be no safety cars. We're in the final minutes of Heat 1. As we jump back to battle for P8, and that is Jamie Christensen and Braden Martin. Christensen's definitely got himself, he's driven himself up 2 more spots since that drive-through penalty. So I tell you what, he's done a good job. A lot of points there to grab in that top 10. So I'm sure he's not going to be too stressed right now. He is leading the championship 894 to 854 points back to Sam Katakazunas.
Yeah, he obviously knows that the second race is very crucial. He's done further ahead to his championship rivals. To see Cody Metcalf battling out with Matty Gerard.
Oh,
And
Gerard off track, all over the place, hits the curb.
Oh.
Gets a hold of that car though, which is extremely lucky.
And we see Tim Corn and Dylan DeBono battling for P5 at the moment. These two have not let go of each other. They're very competitive drivers, and I'll be intrigued to see if Tim Corn just tries to make a move here coming into the last corner now. There's under 1 minute to go, so it should be the final lap from my understanding. So all is out for the battle for the top 5 positions.
Barney is waving that white flag. He's doing his job tonight. He did not take off and get a beer and meat pie. We've got a lot of battles across the field right now. Katakazunas, Price and Feely Taylor are all going to be battling it out for the final spots on the podium here. This is a battle for P2 and P3. Jack Gronwald has a nice 4-second gap. Let's keep an eye on these three as we head round to the final lap for Heat 1. Back behind them, DeBono and Tim Corner battling it out for P5. A little bit further back, it's Christensen and Martin battling it out for P8.
Yeah, it's very hectic. As you see, Daniel Burns, the last one in the top 10. He's got no drivers around, but the battle for P2's on. Oh no, there's a... I think that was a slower car there. That spun right in front of Sam.
Yep, David
that was,
Simmons.
Yeah, that was very lucky for Sam not to be caught up in that incident, which allows him to maintain P2. But these fellas behind, Matty and Pricey, they are hot on their tails, and if Sam makes one simple mistake, he will lose a podium position very quickly.
Rodwell coming round the final corner here this evening for Heat 1, and will take out P1. Phenomenal drive from Jack, really made good use of the mistakes, but it's going to be between Feely Taylor and Price. There is 1,000th of a second in that. That was super close. There is nothing in that finish there. What a finish, but Feely Taylor will take out the third spot on the podium, with Sam Katakazunas finishing in second place. Mr. Ryan Price up 11 spots to get himself into P4. Tim Cornt will come across in P5. Dylan DeBono P6. John McHenry P7. Jamie Christensen in P8. Braden Martin will finish in P9. And Daniel Byrne will finish in P10. So, race 2. Flip that grid from P1 to P10. Daniel Byrne will be up on pole position. Braden Martin will line up next to him. Christensen and McHenry behind them. DeBono and Corp behind them. Price and Taylor next. Katakazunas and Gronwell. Gosh, I do love a reverse top 10 grid.
No, it definitely spices everything up, and I'm intrigued to see who's going to capitalise. We see the Kittens racing, they can be a very fast car, and I think Daniel Brown would be very happy to start in the front row in the second heat. So, followed behind them was in... Oh, why am I good to do that? P11 is Mark Cochran, followed by him is P12 of Peter Wilkinson. Mark Turner starting P13 with Jaden Basilak starting beside him. Brennan Super and Vic is in the 8th row. Dan Bartus and Stephen Sinkovich is followed by Matty Gerard and David Simmons. That's rounding out the top 20. Lane Edwards, the current leader for the rookies, is starting P21. Alongside him is Greg Johnson in P22. Nathan Kane and Doug Garlington 23rd and 24th, followed by Philip Buckland and Callum Hodgkinson. Cody Metcalf and Daniel Winrow is P27, 28th, and rounding out the field is Curtis Jackson in P29. So it'll be very interesting to see what the drivers do for the second heat. It is an invert top 10, and there's still a couple of quick drivers starting outside the top 10 as well. So it'll be intriguing to see what they can do in the second heat.
Well, mate, we've seen it week in, week out. The reverse top 10 in the second heat really turns the racing on, doesn't it? Like, we usually see a tame race 1, but tonight it was fantastic. Battles all over the place, mate. So I tell you what, if Heat 2 with the reverse top 10 is anything like the rest of the series has been, we are in for one fantastic race.
Yeah, and definitely that we've gone back to a standing start as well, so it definitely spiced up a little bit more. We did have a rolling start, and we decided to go back to the standing start for the last couple of rounds, so the drivers here, if they haven't been practicing their launches, they will lose a couple of positions, so it'll be intriguing to see who can capitalise on that.
You can launch these things?
Oh, you can launch it. It's just I had to use an Xbox 360 controller to figure that one out, but yeah, a few drivers got different techniques on launching 86s.
Do you know what I do in most cars, including the radicals, and you'll think this is crazy, right? I just hold my foot on the brake and the accelerator down, and I just let go of the brake. And I do that in the Radical as well. And if you've seen me launch that thing, you'd be like, there is no way you just do that with brake and accelerator. Like,
Yeah, I think the boys did that in the V8 supercars as well, and I still can't get my head around it. So I think a couple of them are lying to me.
in the 86 is the
we'll get
best
there
way,
one
mate,
day.
because they don't have enough torque to spin the tyres. You just hold the bloody thing flat and rip the brake when it goes green.
Yeah, just gotta make sure you've got traction control off when you do that. So
Oh, that's
As you
right.
say,
Yeah,
the-
open settings. See, I've only done the fixed series in the 86s where traction control and ABS is all on. So it'd be interesting to see how I went in an open setup series where I could have ABS and traction control off. It might make the starts a little more interesting. As we're talking about starts, mate, we are getting ready for Heat 2 of our 3 heat series. The grid is set. 5 lights to green, and we are off and racing. A lot of tyre smoke from all the cars. Look like everybody got off the line pretty well. A few cars moving in and out, just trying to filter into a good position as they do come down into turn 1. The leader's got a great jump there. Very clean so far. 2 cars wide all the way through the field, all the way back to a couple of 3 cars wide in the middle here with Jack Gronewald on the outside of Katakazunas.
Really good start from all those boys out there. They're making sure they're keeping it nice and clean. Yeah, not too many gainers at the moment up the front of the pack, but I know further back, Hodgkinson, Metcalf and Jack can gain 6 to 7 positions apiece, so it'll be intriguing to see how it pans out for the rest of the race for those boys. We see Mark Cochran putting a lot of pressure on Billy Taylor ahead of him in P10, so it's very interesting to see what these quick drivers can do around the little less experienced drivers. But in saying that though, they can be very quick on their days. You see Matty here put a lot of pressure on Sam in the previous race. I wouldn't be surprised if he sticks behind him and do the same thing all over again.
It's just rolling on and off the accelerator there as we were riding on board. Not sure if you could hear that, but I think we may have got a safety car, mate. He was definitely rolling in and out of the accelerator. It's hard to tell. The guys are they're swerving like they're keeping their tyres warm. I feel like we might have got...
I think we do got the safety car. I think Tyson's out there.
Yep, he is. There is a promo department safety car out there. Let me work my magic and see what we can see, because from what we were watching...
it was pretty clean. There wasn't really much going on. And the only driver I can think of at the moment is Brendan Super.
Well, Greg Johnston. So here we are, a bit further back in the pack, on board with Soper.
Oh, no.
Him and Johnson have come together. Oh, and unfortunately, Soper's hit the only orange barriers out in this desert on this track. And that has done some serious damage. And then the 86, because of that damage, has been bogged in the sand dunes. How unfortunate is that, mate? Like, one of the only barriers out there on this track. Most of it is just straight off desert. Like, you can just run off, grab the brakes, and he just so unhappens to hit the orange barrier.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. And I'm intrigued to see what happened to Jack Grunwald as well, because he lost 18 positions. But it's just so unlucky. Just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and just that car is toasted. Even though it looks beautiful on stream, but just go to Jack here. It'd be interesting to see what happened to him.
This is after the safety car was called. Oh no, he had mechanical difficulties. Oh, internet problems maybe. Esports in Australia, welcome to High Ping, and he has his jump to pits. And he may have left the session due to technical difficulties or internet. If anybody out there does know what's happened with Jack Gronewald, we'd love to know. Sneaky Rabbits dropped in and said, hi, Dad. He's definitely talking to me, not you, Sheaf. Oh, promo car is in. That was quick. They are off and racing again. Christensen had the lead. He is away. Braden Martin back in P2. Great to see the Kittens driver of Daniel Byrne, Mr. Driver 808. Check him out on YouTube. Tim Corn in behind for Locked On Lads and his teammate John McHenry. So let's see if they can keep it clean for a few more laps. Only one safety car so far tonight. Great turn for the 86ers. Mark Turner, that K-Tech Motorsport car, hunting the back of Mark Cochran. It is a battle of the marks.
Oh, confirmation car 48 with Jack Reynolds have high ping issues, and I believe he's a Kiwi man, so that is very, very unfortunate. To see Mark Turner battling out with Mark Cochran, the battle of the marks, I love it. Battling for a top 10 position, but I definitely know they want to go further ahead and try and get into the top 5 for the invert, but I'll be intrigued to see what the strategy is between them, because one pride.
The Bono just flew off the track in front. Not sure what happened then, but I just saw his car get airborne. Oh, he's gone off, tried to get back on the ripple strip. How did he keep control of that?
Well, he's gone out rally driving, mate. Perfect control.
But that is unfortunate for Dylan, because that has dropped him now back 3 spots. He's really starting to push the car. Few cars out on the dirt round that final corner there. These guys are really starting to push hard. The racing is getting super exciting now, and this is what we expected for that reverse top 10.
Yeah, definitely making a little bit more chaos out there. As we just see Basilak trying to battle out for P10 and get in front of Mark, but unfortunately that did not pay off, and unfortunately still stuck behind him. So actually he did get in front of Mark, got in front of Mark Cochran, but he didn't get in front of Mark Turner. So yeah, the battle's still on for the top 10 position at the moment, with Basilak putting a lot of pressure on Turner, but
Gerard tried to go down the insides, clip that ripple curve, and there's a car on their roof. That is Soper, I believe. No.
No, that.
Who was that just rolled off to the side?
Matthew Feely Taylor, I believe, with Matthew Feely Taylor.
No, and now Mark Turner off. These guys are really starting to push the limits of these cars. And you can see just how much. Incident on lap 1 with car 61 and car 27 and FA. Not sure if we caught that, but there's definitely...
That was the Brendan Saper one. It was Greggy Johnson.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, mate. Matthew Filitaire has ended up back on his wheels, so the racing will continue. As we jump to Grandpa Guns Out Gowans, Curtis Jackson, Hodgkinson and Cody Metcalf. There is so many trains happening right now. I wonder if these guys are just getting so much draft assistance as they come into the corners, because what we're noticing, it's the car behind the train that's making the mistakes. Are we going to go 3 wide into turn 1? No way, lads. Settle down, settle down. Gowans up the inside of Jackson. Hodgkin just in front. Metcalf leading the way now down into turn 2. What a battle here. These guys are battling out for P14, but they are racing like this is for championship points. And of course it is, as Curtis Jackson uses all the road, pushes Grandpa Gowans to the edge. Hodgkinson down the inside of Metcalf. A bit of bumping and running. No, that looks like
Hodgkinson and
Gowans.
And the battle was so good too, just very unfortunate there. I think it's a little bit of a love tap and upset both cars, and around they went, as you see, the battle between Curtis Jackson is still on, but Jamie Christensen got a lot of pressure of Braden Martin, and he's a man that did join last week, the Locked On Lads driver. It was a very, very massive surprise packet and is already up in P2 currently, but mowing the grass a little bit out there, but he's doing a really good job to put a lot of pressure onto Jamie Christensen.
We've got a lap car in the middle. No, the Locked On Lads livery is
It's working on my end, but I don't think it's working on your end. And all 3 of them has gone onto the grass. Geez, they're following the leader, and it looks like the teammate of Tim Corn managed to get the best of the move there and got in front of his teammate of Braden Martin. Unfortunately, Daniel Byrne missed out the opportunity of capitalising the position there. But the battle for P2 is hot and hot.
Yeah, Jamie's going to be enjoying this. If he's watching in the back through his rear view mirror right now, he's really going to enjoy seeing these three battling it out because it'll give him a bit of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, he loves his Sunday cruise drives. He has shown that he can drive away from the crew very quickly when the drivers behind him are battling out for positions, but I believe with the two locked-on lads, they are teammates. They will definitely try to work as a team to try and capitalise on catching up to Jamie Christensen because it's still roughly a second in between, so it's close enough to try and get the draft and bring the group back closer for P1. But I see the battles are going on absolutely everywhere, ShiBBy. There's a battle for P5, battle for P8, 10. Well, 10 got 4 drivers in the group. P14 got 7 drivers in the group in the battle pack, so...
And here goes DeBono, mate, trying to make a move on Katakazunas. He is side by side, really made Katakazunas share the road there. That was clever play from DeBono. Positioned himself so low on the track that Katakazunas had no... what's the word? I forgot the word. No, I was on a roll there. Had no choice but to move for Dylan DeBono there because DeBono had put his car in such a perfect position down on that low-lying side of the track coming into turn 1. Look at these two racing so close, still plenty of space given, and that was clever racing from DeBono to get that move done on Katakazunas.
Well, we've got to give credit for both drivers there. That could have been very dirty very quickly, but they showed that they understand the rules and they understand that they can push to the limit without causing an incident. So congratulations for those two drivers out there, showing that you can race side by side as close as possible. As we see car 07 of Doug Gowan getting a drive-through penalty, so that was the incident with Callum Hodgkinson in lap 5. So very unfortunate there for Doug Gowan, haven't had the best of nights tonight, but the battle is still on for everyone else out there.
Oh, DeBono down the inside now of McHenry, gets it a little loose, bumps the side of McHenry's car. McHenry is a very experienced driver. It's going to be interesting to see how he blocks the young gun of DeBono. DeBono has so much pace here, using the draft. Might just tuck in right now and wait for the next best move. But look how close he gets through that corner. Carries so much more speed using that draft assistance. Down the inside now, keeping that car tucked in absolutely beautifully around this long sweeping right. Gets the move done, tucks it in front of McHenry. McHenry's going to look for something back through these corners. He's just got to keep that pace though. But I feel like DeBono might just have a little more pace through these corners than McHenry's expecting. We can already see him starting to pull away. But oh no, now McHenry's got Katakazunas on him as well. Katakazunas locks it up though. Breath of fresh air for the locked on lads, driver of McHenry.
It's really good to see the battles on there. As we see Rain Everett under a lot of pressure from Matty Gerard, but there's also Cody Metcalf and Curtis Jackson ahead of them as well. So small little battle pack here. They're approaching very quickly to Metcalf here, and they're going to make a move here.
Too wide.
So Rain Everett put the inside coming into the next corner, and he made a move. And look at Matty Gerard trying to
huge contact! No. Huge contact. Gerard is off. No, that wasn't
Gerard's
Gerard.
on. No, it was Rain Everett and Cody Metcalf.
And Cody Metcalf off. I was interested to see that they were going to keep pushing that. That is a very tricky, wide, sweeping right-hander. Any little bit of movement and your car is gone. And we saw that happen just then. And unfortunately, he took another driver with him.
Yeah, I think he wanted the inside line just to make sure they can get a very good exit off the last corner, but that didn't work out well for him. As we see Daniel Byrne now up in the front of the pack. He's got the two locked-on drivers ahead of him, doing a very, very good job defending their positions for the podium. But the Kittens racing boy, he's doing an awesome job at the moment, keeping up with them as well. So there are no slow codes that we see Braden Martin.
Braden
or
Martin
no
making a mistake. Careful for that re-entry, mate. That can definitely be penalised as he was fully off track. I know it's hard. It is a tough decision to make, especially when you're just trying to get your car back in a straight line after hitting the dirt. That could have been a lot worse than it was, but Braden Martin's done extremely well to pull that up. And I tell you what, Byrne has done an even better job to actually see what was happening then and just roll off the accelerator at the right time.
Yeah, Byrne's awareness was top notch there. Not many drivers have that capability of just reacting as quick as possible and making it nice and clean. So congratulations for Byrne, just to be very aware of what happened. But he's still in a battle for a podium position though. He hadn't allowed Martin to creep too far away from him, which is good to see, but there's roughly almost 5 minutes to go in this second heat, and yeah, I'm intrigued to see if any of the drivers can catch up to Jamie Christensen, because Tim Corn, I think, just broke under a second now and just slowly chipping off some time for Jamie Christensen, so he's got to be really wary not to allow him to get the slipstream on him on the main straight, otherwise it will be a very, very difficult drive for him.
Yeah, so just looking at the last lap times, Tim Corn did a 1:27.29. Christensen's still just in front with 1:27.24. Corn is doing some really good sector 3 times, so that's where he's starting to gain time on Christensen. 5 minutes to go, yet there is a drive-through penalty for car 17. That is Wayne Edwards, so that's really unfortunate for him, but I want to jump back to the battle of Katakazunis and McHenry now. Here's that big, wide, sweeping right-hander again. Oh, a bit of bumping and rubbing there from Katakazunis and McHenry.
Yeah, it's actually car number 18 that has the black flag, ShiBBy, not Wayne Edwards, so...
Did that say 17 on the screen, though?
Yeah, it was never, it was car number 18 that had the black flag, so... yeah, just making sure people know.
That's Cody Metcalf, and unfortunately for Cody, he's had a really great drive. He's actually driven up 10 spots from pole position, but he is going to fall back down those positions pretty quick. Biggest movers and shakers so far of this race. Curtis Jackson up 14 spots. Unfortunately, Jack Groenwald with those blinking issues. As we see Katakazunis trying to go around the outside right at the top of Willow Springs. That is a tricky corner at any time, rather than trying to go side by side. Now Basilage is being brought back into this battle as we see Katakazunis make a catastrophic mistake. And that has let Basilage up into P7. That's also brought Batouche, Cochrane and Turner onto this battle. We are going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6-car battle for P6 here in the final 4 minutes.
I've got to say, congratulations for Katakazunis to keeping that car straight. He could have easily spun that around and caused havoc behind him. As you see the locked on driver of McHenry just staying in front of the Sim Black Maverick car, and yeah, it's unfortunately
he's not.
The Maverick.
I thought he was still behind. I changed cameras and he was already in front. He had a great draft. Is he going to be able to hold that in there? He came through there with so much speed, and he has. And then in behind McHenry now, we've got Turner and Katakazunis side by side through turn 2. These guys are putting on one heck of a show this evening.
No, they're doing some awesome side-by-side driving. They're putting a lot of trust in between each other to make sure that they don't make a massive error and ruin the race. But they definitely a little bit crazy because they're not keeping it safe. They're just pushing the car to the absolute limit and managed to pull it off. So to see McHenry just have so much pressure with Turner. Turner just looks really comfortable at the moment on the top of the hill, but now they're starting to come down the hill and just doing an awesome job. I see Sam Katakazunis going a little bit wide there on the exit, which gives Mark Turner a little bit of breathing space as well. But the battle's still on ahead because McHenry is still on the tail of Basilak, so he can get a really good draft. As you see, Mark Cochrane making the move with Sam Katakazunis for P9 and made it work as well.
Nice move for the Apex Esports League driver there. He'll get himself up to another 2 spots off pole, so really good showing for them so far. And I want to keep an eye on this battle right now. Like, we know Christensen's out in the lead. He's still got a second on Tim Corn. Braden Martin's starting to make a move on Corn, really starting to close the gap with only 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. We are going to be seeing white flag any minute. So we're going to have a battle for P2 on the final lap, as well as we're going to have a battle for P7 with 6 cars involved. Right back down here, starting with Basilage, McHenry, Turner, Cochran, Katakazunis and Bartouche, all wanting a taste of those extra points here to go towards their championship runnings.
Yeah, every point counts, especially later on in the season as they start to draw up a bit more. But Basilage doing an awesome job just to keep a good train of drivers behind him. Is a little bit more wide than what he expected there, but it looks like that Braden Martin made an error. He made a massive error, and that allowed Dan Byrne to go into the podium position.
Yep, and we're coming through the final corners now. So that little error there. Oh, and he's hit the curb trying to get through there as quick as he can. It's not going to be enough. Jamie Christensen is going to come across the line. No, we're going to go one more lap.
Yeah, they just snuck in at the
We're going to go one more. Limit. That gives Braden Martin a fighting chance. I could have sworn Barney was waving the white flag.
He's waving the white flag now. It's definitely the last lap, so these drivers here still battling out for all positions. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Kittens Racing can pinch a double podium for the Locked On lads at the moment. He's doing a really good job defending his position for P3, but Braden Martin, we have seen in the last 2 weeks that he's a very quick driver and he can put a lot of pressure on the drivers ahead as well. Which you just see just coming to the last half of the race now. There's been a massive crash for the battle for P6. There's 3 cars off the track.
Oh no, we will get a replay of that because that battle was heating up. We were keeping our eyes on Byrne and Martin as they're fighting it out for that final spot on the podium. Martin really starting to show his form. Wants to get the nose there on Byrne. This is that sweeping right again. Got to be so careful. Coming down now.
Oh.
They are side by side. You can see Martin had to pull back a little bit. Byrne has as well. Flying down.
Martin has managed to make it work.
What happened in those last 2 laps? Well done to Jamie Christensen. Will take out Heat 2 P1. Tim Corn in the Locked On Lads car, and I have refreshed my trading paints, so I don't know what's going on my end. Oh, there we go. No, it was Braden Martin, wasn't it? Anyway, Locked On Lads will take out a P3 as well. Right on the last lap. Great battle between Martin and Daniel Byrne. De Bono will finish in 5th. That's where he gridded in Heat 2. So good form from him. Didn't lose any spots. Didn't gain any spots. Great points to be grabbed. He is also going to be in pole position for our feature race tonight. Jaden Basilage, great drive for the Maverick Sim Sports car up into P6. Drove up 8 spots throughout that whole race. Mark Turner will come in P7th. John McHenry, unfortunately, dropping down 4 spots off where he sat on pole. Peter Wilkinson in P9, and Matty Gerard, the Velocity Sim Labs driver, drove up 9 spots to get himself into P10. Biggest mover of that race was Curtis Jackson for the Maverick Sim Blacks team. Got himself up 15 spots up into P14. Well done to Curtis Jackson. And of course, Callan Hodgkinson had a great race as well, up 10 spots. Mate, I haven't been this energetic for an 86 race. Not that they haven't been exciting, but I think this has been the best race of the season.
Yeah, they're definitely showing a lot of racing out there. They're doing it very cleanly. No, I don't think a lot of drivers have experience on Willow Springs. It is a fairly new track. I know a lot of drivers probably never raced here before this week, so they're doing an awesome job to bring out a show just for us tonight, as we see Sam Catakazunas finishing in P11 and Mark Cochran in P12. We'll go through more of the grid. Dan Bertus in P13 and Curtis Jackson in P14. We got Vic in P15 and Callum Hodgkinson in 16th. Ryan Price in 17th and Doug Gowans in 18th. Steve Sinkovich in P19 and David Simmons finished in P20th. Then we've got Philip Buckland in P21, Greg Jonathan P22, Matthew Feely-Taylor in P23, Wayne Edwards in P24, Brandon Soper P25, Cody Metcalf P26, Nathan Kane P27, and unfortunately Jack Grunwald in P28 with some network issues. So yeah, so much on the track happening and loads of battles, and I was intrigued to see what happened with the battle for P6 with 3 drivers off the track on I think the very last lap of the race.
Okay. Yep. I was excited to see as well, but because it's heat racing, this is something I'd like. I need to talk to the SDK developers. I don't know if it's something to do with SDK or if it's just iRacing. Hang on, we might actually be able to go back. I don't have a event log. Now the session has been pushed forward, so in my producing deck, once the session goes forwards, all the event logs from last session get removed.
I reckon it was the whole last lap.
But we know it was on the last lap, so if we have a look at, we go B main, let's go B main here, lap 14. All right, quick, call the car name out.
Sam Catakazunas.
All right, we're getting a quick replay. There it is. Let's go back and just bring this all in. This was the battle for P6 on the final lap. There was so many cars involved here. So this is Catakazunas.
Oh, we've still got our finish grid up, so we can't see.
Whoa. Come on, ShiBBy, get your stuff together. So this is Catakazunas and the Apex Esport driver. Oh, I can't control it. Was that Mark?
Yeah, look like Mark trying to go in.
It's Mark Cochran, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be Mark Cochran and Dan Bertus. Side by side. Oh no. Looks like they're just both going for the same line.
Oh, mate. That's a hard one. And again, I think a lot of these incidents tonight, we've only seen a couple of drive-throughs, and I believe, like, most of these I feel like are NFAs. Look, I'm going to leave this up to race control. Looking at this, though, Mark Cochran does just clip the ripple strip. You can see his car get a little uneasy and does come back onto the track and up into Catakazunas. And that is just from my view. And Paul Patouche had nowhere to go.
Even then, he thought he can go on the outside, and just unfortunately Sam was going too far backwards and stopped him in the way. But yeah, very unfortunate for both Sam and Dan out there. But I do hope that in the next race those 3 boys get to be out there on track again and have a bit more fun. But yeah, just very unfortunate last lap incident. But we did see the awesome move of Braden Martin on the outside of the last corner. I was not expecting him to stick to that. I thought having an inside line would have been more on the advantage, but they showed a really, really good driving style there. Braden Martin for P3 as well.
Oh, mate, just phenomenal racing across the night. I'm honestly saying Willow Springs has been my favourite of the 86s. I feel like even though the 86s aren't fast, they're not loud. I feel like iRacing needs to allow us to put custom exhausts on. Because I reckon if the 86s were loud, it'd make them look like they were going faster. You know how like Commodore drivers have really slow cars but love throwing loud exhausts on them to make them sound like they're going faster? If we did that with the 86s, mate, what a show it'd be. It's so hard to tell how fast they're going, but these little 86s are getting up to, well, they do about 180 kilometres an hour.
Guys, if you put a...
There we go. Curtis Jackson and Nathan Kane are doing 200 plus in these little cars around this track. So,
oh, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it? 100 GR86s.
that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But yeah, solid racing tonight, mate. Usually we get someone in here to come and have a chat with us. Do you want to jump up into the lounge room? Because there is a bunch of guys up there. I don't know, maybe bring Katakazunas down, bring Pricey. Or yeah, pick one of the two.
Okay. Yeah,
We've got 4 minutes. Well, we got 4 minutes left before our feature race tonight. Go grab yourself a drink, refresh, and get ready for the feature race here tonight, where we find out who will be crowned the king, the champion of Willow Springs. Sheafy does have someone he wants to have a quick chat to. Let's get on to it. I'll be back in a second.
Righty, mate. How you been tonight?
ShiBBy, sorry, Sheafy. Good, bro. Really good, actually. Little bit.
That first heat was awesome, mate. Like seeing you battle for a podium position. How are you feeling during that battle?
Oh, bro, it was pretty intense, mate. I was sweating like a kid in a lolly shopper, as the saying goes. No, it was it was really fun. There was me, Sammy, and Maddie in the Discord having a good chat, sort of neck and neck racing. So, albeit it was very competitive and we were sort of wanting to win, we were having a good laugh with each other whilst we were racing around the track. So, no, it was a lot of fun, mate. Real good.
Mate, it was awesome to watch, and obviously it just proves to show that yourself and Maddie, even though you got the rookie badge on, that you can show it to these boys out there in the pros that you can be just as quick as them.
Yeah, look, I don't know what I had for breakfast this morning, mate. It was probably some Wheat Bix because something's gotten into me where I certainly wasn't that quick for the last few nights that I've been practicing, but a lot of fun, mate. A lot of fun, let me tell you. These cars are awesome, and the crew that you battle with make it even better.
No, definitely, and obviously we just had a little bit more of an unfortunate second race, but what's your goal for race number 3?
Yeah, look, a very interesting one. Matty did take me out in that second race if you had watched it or followed the replay. So the plan is to obviously try and get ahead of Matty because he's one of the ones that are in front of me on the table. I've only got a couple of series left or a couple of races left. So if I can get a good couple of points in the bank for the third race, hopefully the next 2 races before the winner's crowned, I could be in about for a podium position.
No, you definitely have the upper hand on him at the moment. You were 6 positions up in heat number 2, so a couple of points advantage coming to heat number 3. But obviously, I want you to have a lot of fun out there in heat number 3, and hopefully you bring out maybe another upset for a podium, mate.
Mate, that's the plan, brother. I want to at least get the top 10, that's for sure.
Mate, don't you dare have fun out there.
Never, ShiBBy. Oh, thanks for getting me in, boys, and appreciate the commentary. Obviously, the nights I race, I don't listen to them apart from the day after, but all the other ones through the week, the V8s, the F3s, and the IMSAs on a Friday night, I just love getting in and listening to all the commentary train from SRW. So, yeah, hats off to you, fellas.
Thanks, mate.
No,
I think I'm getting sick of it.
He wants to be out on track.
Yeah, I do. I think it's been 2 years too long here with SRW, mate. So I'm one of the longest running employees here. So yeah, mate, I thoroughly enjoy being behind the broadcast and seeing you guys have a blast out there.
Hashtag bring back the SR8, ShiBBy.
Thank you. All right, mate. Well, we got to let you go as we are heading into the feature race. Good luck tonight, mate.
Thanks, legends. Appreciate your time.
And thank you. Yeah, that was Ryan Price. He finished in P4 in the first race, and unfortunately got caught with an incident with Matty Taylor in the second race and finished P17. So, looking forward to see how many positions he can gain in the feature race as we are now lining up.
I think Tyson wanted to talk to us. I think I just saw him drop in.
Yeah, I saw him drop in and dropped out.
Tyson?
Yeah, sorry boys, I just wanted to ask a question before we got into race 3.
Oh, man,
For
shoot.
the interviews, who do you want? Do you want the top 3 from this race, or do you want?
We'll give you the top 3 all over, like the actual
excellent.
round podium. So we're keeping an eye on the points and when it's updated, mate, in iRacing. So if you're listening in, I will yell it out over the broadcast, or if you're keeping an eye on it, mate, we just want the podium winners of this round.
Of the round, yep. Just send it over the RC chat. I'm going to tell the boys on the grid and keep going with that call, boys. It's awesome.
Yep, sweet. Thanks, Tyson.
Thank you.
Good job tonight, mate. That was our race steward, Tyson McAvoy, out here doing the most unthankful job in the world. The grid is up. Dylan DeBono will hold pole position thanks to that reverse top 5 here for our feature race. Daniel Byrne, driver 808, will sit next to him in P2. Braden Martin in P3. Tim Cornt for Locked On Lads in P4. Jamie Christensen in P5, our championship points leader. Jaden Basilage, P6, Mark Turner, P7, John McHenry in P8, Peter Wilkinson, P9, Matthew Gerard, P10. Sam Katakasunas and Mark Cochran will line up next. Next will be Batouche and Jackson, followed by Vic and Hodgkinson. We've got to get him in here so I can ask how to pronounce his name. Pricey and Guns Out Gowans will line up next. Sinkovic had a very quiet night. We haven't seen much of him this evening. And Simmons will line up as well. Buckland and Johnston back there towards the back of the field. Feely, Taylor, Wayne Edwards, Soper, Metcalf, Kane, Groenwald, Winrow, and Brett and Kanucky never made it to the grid. So we are getting ready to go again. I'm starting to lose my voice because I'm having way too much fun. I also think I need to get less noise-cancelling headphones because these ones make me yell.
Yeah, it makes you sound a little bit too quiet.
It's so weird because I like have an air conditioner cranking in my office right now and I can't hear it. So I'm like, everything must be so loud. But anyway, we are gridded up. We are ready to go for this feature race. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this broadcast at any point tonight, please let us know by hitting that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed because we are only 35 subscribers away from giving away that awesome rig and seat thanks to Racecraft Simulations. And I tell you what, if you haven't shared this with some of your friends and family to show them how good of a driver you are, get out there and start sharing our streams. 5 lights to green. We are just about to go racing for our feature race here this evening. Everybody again off to such a great start.
Now, fortunately, DeBono didn't have a good start and Geordie lost 4 positions already from the get-go, so that allowed the kitten of Daniel Burns, taking a very early lead in front of the locked-on drivers, and Jamie Christensen trying to squeeze his way through as well, coming to turn 2 on the inside. It'll be very interesting to see what he does here. The kittens racing did stay in front, and Braden Martin took the lead, so it's already 3 lead changes, and a few drivers already mowing the lawns out there. It's going a little bit too wide from that corner of the exit. Side by side, 2x2, and a lot of corners here. These drivers doing a really good job keeping it nice and clean on very cold tyres from the get-go. But just look how good this should be, mate. It's just so many drivers side by side. Dylan DeBono already gaining a couple more positions in P2 and really taking the lead. And oh no, that's Callum Hodgkinson in the background as the other spin. But it was good for all the drivers that they can see the purpley car out there and dodged him, so that's really good driving for everyone around him.
Now that I've finished dying, I am back on the microphone. But yes, what a great start. DeBono dropping back through, but has made himself back up into P1. All the drivers did a phenomenal job to get around the spun car of Hodgkinson there. We'll jump on board. Look at this battle pack. This is a train back to P11 right now. Batouche sitting in the 11th spot. On board with Curtis Jackson as he battles down the inside of McHenry. We see in front of him Katakazunas and Martin having a bit of a battle. Curtis Jackson thought better than keeping his foot into it, as I'm sure he would have seen those the brakes lock up, jump up onto Katakazunas. We have a safety car.
We do have a safety car. So Callum Hodgkinson is the only driver.
Yeah, he's still stuck off track. I wonder if he's bogged. These guys have definitely slowed down. There's not much racing happening.
Yeah, I believe it is a safety car out there.
Yes, there it is. The safety car will be coming out for the second time tonight. I think that's just to make sure we can get Callan towed off the track safely. This is a very short track, so we can't go having the tow team get in the way of the racing. Definitely a great call there from the race stewards.
Yeah, there's a big gain though. I believe Jamie Christensen took the lead just before the safety car as well, so he's already up 4 spots in under, just over 1 lap, so he'll be a very happy man currently. Let's go through the replay and see exactly what happened here.
He got Bird and DeBono there. He got both of them. So this has happened just before the incident, before the safety car was called.
Yeah, he's just lucky timing there because Burn just got him back as well in turn 2.
And at some point, Christensen has definitely got back around Byrne. So he's definitely made some big gains there due to that safety car. Byrne slowed down. I wonder if he had heard the call of safety car and Christensen stuck through. I wonder if that got called in. Byrne was definitely on his brakes due to, and I'm just going to say, I'm assuming here, because of safety car. But
Yeah,
Christensen snuck through.
It could be safety car called a little bit earlier when he took the lead and decided to give him his position back, but it'd be intriguing to see what race control says.
Ah, I see. Yeah, so it could have been called a bit earlier because we didn't hear when it got called. So maybe Byrne did slow down just to give that position back. Christensen will be put in control of the field after our promo department safety car heads on out. Huge shout out to promo department. Their website will be up and running soon, and you can check them out at promodepartment.com.au. They'll be able to help you out with all your promo needs. Safety car is pulling away. Gosh, this thing sounds mean. I love the sound of this BMW. Can we just stay on this car? We'll just stay here, yeah?
Yeah, we'll stay here and then...
Yeah, we don't worry about the race. As soon as Tyson has hit the pits here, the race lead will be handed to Jamie Christensen. Oh, hang on. There is a car pulling off the back. What is happening? Sam Katakazunas is letting cars past. He's off the side of the track. That can't be good for Sam. Sam is letting the field pass. What is happening with Sam?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on there.
Tyson is in the pits, though. The race is about to go live again. Sam Katakazunas has fallen to the back of the field. We could see him pull him off to the side of the track.
I'm not 100% sure what to go with, but I did see him spin when the safety car was out, so maybe he lost positions then and had to put it back.
Has he spun during safety car?
I believe so. You see Jamie Christensen going around the last corner now, getting ready to rev up the 86s, but he's kept it very slow though.
Told you, they need big exhaust, so they sound like they're going fast.
At least you name it accelerating. It'll be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, what a start from Christensen. Just caught Byrne off guard, and DeBono, I think, preempted Christensen's start, but had nowhere to go because Byrne was in front of him. DeBono got a great run, already like hot on the tail. Look at this. DeBono knew what Christensen was going to do. He's starting to make a move on Byrne already because he does not want to let Christensen get away this soon in the race.
Yeah, Christensen got a really good advantage, almost already pushing the second, so DeBono knows he wants to get in front of the Kitten racing car as quick as possible to try and maintain a good gap between himself and Christensen to battle for the lead. Because it is technically battle for the championship as well, because Dylan DeBono is currently in P3, and he wants to try and get as many points as possible to try and catch up to Christensen.
Yeah, 100%, mate. More points the merrier, especially being sprint series, mate. So many points to be had through the night as we see Maverick Sim Sports just shoot off the back of the track. There has been a car spun. That is an Apex Esports car, I believe, off in the background. We won't worry about that. Let's head to a 6-way battle, 2x2x3, because this is exactly what you want to see here at Willow Springs.
Mate, it's almost like a formation for a soccer match, mate. The way how they're forming themselves on the track here. As they go 3 wide, coming on to oh no!
Maverick Sim Sports car and the Locked On lads have come together. Unfortunately, around that final corner, there is no run off. So that Locked On lads car is going to take an impromptu drive through. Not on his own fault.
As I see Jace Douglas saying hello to ShiBBy and myself. Good day, Jace. I'm hoping you're having a lot of fun watching 86s tonight, mate. I definitely know I have been. I definitely know ShiBBy has been.
Yeah, where's Jace tonight?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question.
Jace has been getting involved in the 86s. So if we've missed any of your chats tonight, we are super sorry. Usually we're really interactive with chat. But tonight the racing has been non-stop. Just trying to bring you all that action again as we see Curtis Jackson on the back of Gerard, on the back of Batouche. There has just been trains of battles all night.
It's been really good battles, just no matter where they are. No, it was either for the lead, for the podium position, or just anywhere else on the grid. These drivers here are showing a spectacular show and just showing their skills as well, side-by-side action. We know that there's been a couple of cars going off track here and there, but they're definitely pushing the limit to Willow Springs, I know for sure. Just
Gerard going on inside. Right on the limit. See that car twitching. It was twitching like it wanted to let go.
Curtis Jackson had a really good exit, but unfortunately he had nowhere to go. He tried to push Matty Gerard to get a bit more speed, just to try and get past Dan Batouche coming into the turn number 1. He's just backed out. Curtis Jackson did the right thing, and Matty Gerard managed to sneak in front of Dan Batouche. So it's awesome battle with these drivers here.
Coming around that final corner, you could just see the rear end of Gerard's car twitching. I was getting ready for a full slide and an unfortunate Batouche to get taken out, but Gerard did so well to keep that power nice and throttled through there, as now we see Mr. Grandpa Guns Out Gowans sitting up in P10, 8 spots up where he was sitting on the grid, battling it out with Jackson as well. Mate, I'm definitely going to lose a voice by the end of tonight, mate. Hands down, the best race of the 86 series so far.
They're doing such an awesome job. I definitely know that in all notes, I believe that was the car off
Mark
the track
Turner.
just before.
Mark Edwards came off just beforehand, and then Turner off as well. Price has gone off for a couple of seconds as well, so these guys are really starting to push here in this feature race.
Yeah, they definitely are. You can see a lot of pressure underneath Dan Batouche. He's got Matty Gerard right behind him and definitely trying to make a move, but you also got Curtis Jackson as well. Just looking for the exit here. They're coming into turn 1. Matty Gerard using as much draft as possible. Pulled onto the outside. He's trying to do a replica of last lap on the outside. This time on Dan Batouche, but Dan Batouche is very, very, very consistent here, and he's also done a really good job. No.
He's turned. There is a jump there. What a jump. Oh my gosh, how did he turn that car back off the track?
That was so close to landing on the track, and that was it. That was very scary for the drivers behind them. Oh. Yeah, there's no way on earth Dan Batouche is going to slow down before that launch, but oh Jesus.
That, if anybody has ever raced Willow Springs before, if you haven't, if you want to jump, I think that's That is turn 4. So as you come round through the first set of S's, as you come out the end, there is a pile of dirt there. If you want to do an awesome jump, that's where you do it on Willow Springs. You're welcome.
Yeah, and maybe the faster car as well, so you can get a real good launch. And we see Jamie Christensen under a lot of pressure from Dylan DeBono. He's definitely showing him in heat number 3 that he's here to make him earn his victory. As we see purple for Jamie Christensen.
126.81. Still, oh wow, DeBono and Christensen into the 26s. This is what I said. We're going to see these drivers go faster than they did in qualifying. And that's because of the draft assistance. These guys are right in that mid 126s. So some absolute phenomenal lap times for DeBono and Christensen right now.
You're definitely correct on that. As you say, Dylan DeBono is putting a lot of pressure on Jamie Christensen, but I believe that Christensen is a little bit of an alien in the 86s. He's put that many laps in these cars. He knows how to drive them on the limit, and also he's got a lot of pressure on Dylan DeBono as well. He knows exactly what to do to keep him behind. So Dylan's just trying to push the limit, as you can see on the camera, just trying to push the track as much as possible to try and gain on Jamie, but unfortunately just a little bit too good, Jamie Christensen, and just maintaining P1 coming onto the main straight now.
Oh mate, this feature race has gone extremely fast. We've only got 7 or just under 7 minutes left to go. I hope you have all been enjoying this race as much as I have. I tell you what, after the week I've been having, I think I want to be out there tonight, to be honest. But no, I'm really enjoying bringing all the live action to all our viewers this evening. Sheafy, you and I think, have done a cracking job this season, mate. So thank you so much to joining me as we see Burn try and make a move on Corn. The 86 drivers just don't stop with the battling. Always putting the car right on the edge, seeing if they can push it any further.
They're doing an awesome job just battling on, you know. The kitten drivers, you normally see them dominate a lot on track in the Formula 3s, but Daniel Byrne is showing these fellas out here that they can also drive in close-based racing as well, and just putting a lot of pressure on Corn. He's doing a really good job just trying to keep it in the back of him, and also have Jaden Baslak as well right behind, so he's doing a phenomenal effort just to try and push the car to the limit, but it'll be interesting to see what Baslak does here. It looks like he's got a better exit. He's going to go onto the outside of Byrne, and I believe he made a stuck as well, because now he's got the inside line on the final corner, and got himself up into P4 and gaining a lot on Tim Corn as well.
Oh, he's nearly pushing Corn through that corner. See how, I think Basilage had to get on the brakes then. Oh no, Burns way off into the sticks. But now look at Basilage, definitely carried a lot more speed. You can see him getting on the brakes just to stop him from running into Corn, because there is no way he could have overtaken through that corner. But man, did he carry speed. He's trying the outside line again. We've seen this work a few times tonight, and it has worked. Basilage is going to tuck himself in front of Corn. Look how quick Burn caught up though. Where did he come from?
All it takes is one clean corner, and just the driver errors ahead of him just to catch up very quickly, and just Burns on the back of Tim Corn all over again. And now Jaden Baslak has got to do the duty of keeping these two cars right behind him. A lot of pressure as well. It's just doing a phenomenal job, these drivers here, keeping it very clean, and they also got to work together as well, because Dylan DeBono and Jamie Christensen just slowly creeping further and further away.
They're 4 seconds to Burn, mate. So, they're 3.8 seconds to Basilage. That is the gap to Basilage and DeBono. So our two front runners, Christensen and DeBono, have really put a massive gap back here, while these three have been battling away. And a little bit further back, we've got the Apex Esports racer of Mark Cochran on the back of Ryan Price. Be interesting to see what happens here. Ryan Price up 5 spots from qualifying. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Mr. Greggy Johnston for Team Greg, wearing teal for Tourette's. Where did he come from? He's up 11 spots. He's raced from P22 into P11.
We also got Matthew Feely Taylor in P9 as well, up 14 spots. So he started P23 in the feature and already up in the top 10. So he's doing an awesome job as well in front of Sam Katakazunas, who those two had a really good battle in heat number 1, and they're showing another good battle right now. But Greggy Johnson just a very silent assassin in this feature, just gaining positions on the drivers very unexpectedly.
Hasn't he what, mate? But I tell you what, it might be over sooner than he thinks, as we've got two fantastic, we've got an amateur and a rookie driver starting to push the back of one of our most favourite veterans of Mr. Greggy Johnston. So let's see how he defends from two newer drivers of the SRW League.
Actually, Greg got the 3 because, really 3.
Pricey's already done it. Oh, no, he hasn't. If he keeps it clean, keeps it out wide, keeps the grip down, Pricey did a great job. Oh, Cochran getting a little close there. Did pull out, so well done for him.
He saw the door shut very quickly there. He just thought he had enough speed to fit in there, but unfortunately the door was shut very quickly and Greg Johnson maintained P12. As I see, Tim Corn fallen a lot of positions, so all these drivers just gained a position. So I'm not 100% sure what happened with the locked-on driver. It looks like he's just completely disappeared off the track.
Quick action replay here tonight. If you'd like your brand name up on our action replay screen, wow, that is straight up malfunction.
Yeah,
that is car problem straight away. There is no turning of the wheel, anything. That car just rockets off into Narnia.
Yeah, definitely gone to the Promised Neverland in that 86 car, but definitely very unfortunate for him. But Daniel Berner and Jaden Baslak still battling out for P3, which is good to see. But Mark Cochran has a massive battle pack around him at the moment. Got 2 drivers ahead, 2 drivers behind. And Steve Sinkovich at the very back of it, he's doing a really good job to try and gain a few more positions as well. But all he'd have to do is just bide his time. He's got one lap to go, and we did see last race that 3 drivers made an error and lost all the position. And if he does the right thing, he might be able to capitalise if that happens again.
Yeah, I had to give a bit of airtime for my fellow Team SRW Motorsports driver. The only one out there racing this evening, doing a great job. But Daniel Byrne, the driver 808 for the Kittens Racing, starting to hassle Basilage. This is what we saw in Heat 2, and we are white flag. Is it going to be a similar finish to what we saw in Heat 2?
Yeah, the race is definitely on. Daniel Byrne and the Kittens all over the Maverick sim, but someone's internet has gone. I'm not 100% sure of this one.
As I said earlier in the night, we are expecting storms, so it has held out, but we did see a massive mistake from Basilage, and that is going to put Byrne up onto the podium one more time tonight.
And it's white flag as well, so this is the final lap, so that's very unfortunate for Jaden. He will not be able to capitalise anymore, and that promotes John McHenry and Doug Gowan up another position as well. So yeah, the race is on. Jamie Christensen is battling on with Dylan DeBerno out the left corner, and Dylan DeBerno just was not quick enough, as not to see. And there's another car upside down. Unfortunately,
as we see another car upside down. Don't worry about that one, mate. We're worried about Christensen winning the feature race.
I saw the corner of my eye, but yeah, Christensen and DeBerno finishing P1 and P2, and then Daniel Byrne in the Kittens Racing finishing in P3. That was awesome racing from those 3 boys. Congratulations on the podium finish in the feature. Doug Gowan up 14 spots for P4, followed by John McHenry in P5, and Sinkovich decided to go for a drift.
Johnston. He was only 0.12 of a second off Johnston around that final corner. Johnston managed to stick it through. Sinkovich off the track, mate. I thought we were going to come down to a photo finish. What a race tonight. If you guys have not hit that like button, you need to now, because the 86 drivers tonight have put on one absolute showing here tonight at Willow Springs.
Yeah, definitely correct on that. And I'm intrigued to see who the top three are because I believe Jamie Christensen will be up there once again. But for second and third, there's a lot of ups and downs for a couple of drivers out there tonight. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a surprise packet on the podium.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times, because this being a super sprint series, that we've had a couple of tied podium finishes. So I'm just as interested as you are for when these results to come in. But congratulations to Jamie Christensen. I think, oh man, it is going to be close because he didn't have the same, 3 out of 3 race he usually does. And De Bono put on a dominant display of driving tonight. So the points, they're not in. So my finish positions are in. I am just waiting for points to come through.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that are very consistent. Like with Christensen was a P8 in the first race and 2 wins in the second and third heats. Got Dylan De Bono in P6, P5 and P2. Daniel Byrne is a P10, P4 and P3. So another driver as well. John McHenry can be very sneaky with a P7, 8 and 5 as well. But I'm encouraged to see what's going to happen here. There's a lot of ups and downs for the drivers tonight, and it was obviously a good action to see as well.
Definitely, mate. So I can tell you, fastest lap of the night, of everything, the heats, the qualifying, was Dylan De Bono with a 126.476. That is a extremely quick time here around Willow Springs in the 86.
So we have the points out. Jamie Christensen taking the round win on 166 points, followed by Dylan De Bono on 160. And a very sneaky podium position as well is Daniel Byrne on 152 points. So that is our podium.
All right, let me let our race steward know. So it was Jamie, De Bono and Byrne.
Yep. And they've done an awesome job to finish on the podiums tonight, so they'll be very proud of that.
Mate, it's just a cracking race all night, so...
Oh, absolutely. I'd say John McHenry only just missed out on the overall podium as well. He was only 6 points behind Byrne, so just proves how crucial it is just to make those couple of positions in a race.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Mate, it was nearly anybody's race. I just want to point out that John McHenry finished with 146 points. So he will take out P4, only a smidgen off the back of Byrne. And if we go a bit further down, Ryan Price and Matt Feely-Taylor, 120 points and 124 points. Like, there's just nothing between. Tim Corn, 128 points. So these guys are racking up solid points throughout this season. And I tell you what, mate, it's going to come down to the wire, isn't it? I want to refresh our championship points. Katakazunis didn't have the greatest race tonight, and he was battling off De Bono to stay in P2. So let's see. Katakazunis is still leading De Bono, but now only by 3 points.
Yeah, how tight it is for P2 in the championship, and Jamie Christensen extending his lead. He's now 64 points ahead of P2, so he's starting to look a bit more comfortable. As long as he doesn't have a down week, he'll be very, very comfortable for the championship lead, but it's still got 2 more rounds to go, so anything can happen between now and then.
100%, mate. We are just waiting for our drivers to join us here in the comms box. Our favourite time of the night when we get to showcase our round podium here on SRW for the Toyota GR86s.
Very nice. So good with the
Bono in
doubles.
there. I'd love to start with Daniel
The
Byrne.
kitten of Daniel Byrne.
Let's see if I can tag him actually.
Yeah, it was definitely awesome racing tonight. It's a very hectic race as well. You know, a lot of drivers fighting side by side just for all the positions.
Hang on.
Pretty awesome to see.
Tim Corn is saying that he got a 126.298. Let me double check this, mate. Let
Could be
me
an off
double
track.
check this. Yeah, you can't count off tracks, Tim. Get out of here.
Could be off track, because I did see Dylan DeBono with a cricket lap time in that feature
no, he's
very early.
right in
Is what?
Heat 2.
Oh,
In Heat 2, he did a 126.290. So Tim Corn actually sets the fastest lap tonight, outdoing DeBono by 200th of a second. So well done to Tim Corn of the Locked On Labs, mate. Thank you for tuning in and reminding me sometimes I get things wrong. Appreciate it.
yeah, no, well done for the quick lap. You'll be very proud of that. Maybe we should just start with first and second, and hopefully third comes in. ShiBBy.
Yeah, I think so. If he doesn't come in, he... Hang on. Just going to send him a message.
They're very desperate to talk to Daniel Byrne. He doesn't
I
normally
love
get
talking
opportunity.
to our overall podium.
Yeah, I think he'd be a very surprised man to be on the podium, though.
I think that's why he hasn't come to Green Room yet, unannounced, knowing that he actually has taken out third place tonight. You know what? Because we definitely don't want to hang around too much. We definitely want to talk to him. Yeah, grab DeBono in, mate. You can run the interviews because I am losing my voice.
Dylan DeBono, congratulations on P2 overall tonight. Obviously, I believe this is your first time at Willow Springs. How was it out there for you?
My honest opinion, not very good. You know, the tracks are alright. It's just so hard in this car because it's something weird about the physics. You know, you just start sprinting for no reason. But you put on some pretty good racing, which is alright. Had a pretty good night. P2. First race had a bit of a bust up with Dougie and Jamie, but you know that's racing.
Yeah, definitely. It was very unfortunate in the first heat. You were up there battling for podium position, but I did see two of your heats you started on pole position and fell back very quickly. Are you struggling on the standing starts?
Yeah, mate, the standing starts are killing me. I saw with Jamie before. He said he's got a second clutch and that's how he uses it to start it. But I'm just here with my one clutch, mate. Yeah, just can't get it off the lawn.
Yeah, we
Mate,
definitely saw
normal
you.
cars don't have two clutches, so you're doing everything right.
Exactly right, mate. Last time I checked, normal people only got two legs. I don't know where that third clutch is going to go. Second clutch is going to go.
Definitely correct on that. And obviously, you're just 3 points behind on P2 of Sam Katakazunas in the championship. I'm guessing you're definitely looking forward to next week.
Yeah, next week is at Phillip Island, isn't it? I think, maybe. Or is that the last round?
No, it's Hockenheim next week.
Oh, yeah, can't say I'm looking forward to that.
Hockenheim
But
and Redford.
oh, yeah, no. You know, racetrack's a racetrack. You go round in it, try and do your best, and you know, Jamie, he's put a bit of a gap. You know, it's so hard. You know,
It's not much of a gap, mate, and you're also only 3 points off the back of Katakazunas.
yeah, but you know, 70 points in these sprint races, it's only 60 points for a win. You know, so and the points only differ 2 points, so it's almost a race. He's almost got a race lead at the moment. I'll do my best, keep finishing the races, try and get podiums, and we'll see where we are for the last round.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, you are doing your team absolute proud. I think we're seeing you up here in the podium box with us at least 2 times a week, mate, maybe sometimes 3, because from what I've seen, you're doing extremely well in the Formula 3 as well. So you've done your team an absolute solid this season, mate, and we definitely look forwards to see your upcoming races. Mate, I want you to spruik who keeps you out here for your sim racing, and I also want people, I want you to shout out your racing in real life as well, mate, and bring more awareness to that so people can get over there and help follow and support you in your real life racing career as well.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Firstly, big thanks to Velocity Sim Labs, Dougie. Mate, he's the man. If you want setups, go to him, mate. He's clutches up in those last minutes of practice with this amazing setup. Original digital designs, our cars look amazing. Here to race YouTube channel. And then just going back to the XL, all the guys that help us out there, TPS Motorsport. We got 1-2 in the championship at New South Wales. With Troy's help, without him, we wouldn't be able to do it. Pedal suspension, and yeah, if you or anyone else want to get involved and come on board with us in 2024, we got a big announcement coming up. So yeah, if you want to get any details about that, or if you want to come on board, let me know and we'll sort something out.
Mate, do you have a social media page where people can go and help support and follow you for your in real life racing?
Yeah, it's just Dylan DeBono on Facebook. And yeah, just give it a like and follow him with the racing for the end of this year and next year.
Yeah, he may not sound like a young gun with that deep voice, but he is definitely a younger driver of our league and a great upcoming racer that'll definitely be one to keep their eyes on. The Velocity Sim Lab driver, Dylan DeBono. Congratulations, mate. Well done to a P2 tonight, and we look forward to seeing you back out here next week.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
All right. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we're going to get Daniel Byrne in the box, which is a bit odd. We're going to give him a little bit of airtime here just to show off his car and his sponsors. So huge congratulations to Daniel Byrne, driver 808 of the Kittens Racing Team. Usually I'd know some of their sponsors, but I don't. So let's just get a quick shot of the car. Kittens Racing, AML Technology, Shannons Insurance, and of course Driver 808. You can check them out, which is Daniel Byrne over on YouTube. So congratulations, Daniel, for taking out 3rd place on the podium here this evening. All right, mate. Let's get my voice is going. Christensen is all yours.
Congratulations for the round win, Christensen. I know, Jamie, so I'll say, I know you're a very happy man taking out Levine and extending your championship points, but how did you find it out there tonight?
Well, it's a very drafty track, so I knew it was going to be close, but I was running away from Dylan at one point and made a few mistakes in that last race, and then he started catching and I got pretty scared, but it was the last lap when he started catching a lot, so that was happy for me, and the other 2 races were pretty close as well.
No, definitely, so when the driver can stick right behind you when you're in the lead, that they can put a lot of pressure on you and make some awesome racing, but you just showed it week in, week out that you know how to drive these cars very expertly. I just want to know, have you raced at Willow Springs before tonight?
No, I have not.
That's what you tell us every week. You're like, I've never raced this track. I've never raced this track. How many hours have you put in the 86 though?
Well, what, in the past month? Not that much.
Compared to overall?
Yeah. A very minuscule number.
No, it definitely, it proves week in, week out that you understand the car a lot and know how to push it to the limit. Obviously, now you got yourself almost a full race buffer coming to week 8 in the championship. What, are you still got to go for the wins, or you got to try and play it a little bit more safe?
Well, there's no point in racing if you're not going to go for the win. So I'm going to go for the win.
Fair enough. Now, that's obviously good to see that you still want to go for the win, even though you got a nice, comfy buffer for P1. But I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. But
Though,
before
Sheafy, it's only 60 points.
only 60 points, yeah,
It's
that's
only 60
one DNF.
points. Yeah, with
Or
two,
two.
with 2 rounds to go.
That could be close.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pressure's
could be
still
close.
there. The pressure's still there. I feel like if it was like 90 to 120 points, that's sort of like a comfy buffer. But with how close the racing is getting over the past couple of rounds, like 60 points ain't too comfy, mate. I hope you're feeling that pressure of the Bono, because he's really closed that gap. He missed 2 races this season, so he's closed that gap fast on Katakazunas and definitely showing you that he can put the pressure on you, mate. So don't take it too easy out there, and we want to see some solid racing for the rest of the season.
You'll see some close racing next week because Hockenheim is more straight of a track than this. So
Fantastic.
that'll be close.
Mate, I just want to ask a quick question. Have you changed teams?
No, I put on my brother's livery
Right.
when he was racing in real life.
And your teammate also has the same livery on with your name across the window banner.
Oh no! See, I said to Jack at the start, before the race, I said you should chuck on this livery, and he said, "Does it look cool?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I told him before he put it on, I said he probably shouldn't put it on because it's got my name on the front.
Yeah, we called him Christensen a few times throughout the stream because...
Yeah, I thought that would happen.
Yeah. So this is your brother's real-life banner for his
Oh, it was.
86 series.
It was
Oh,
when he was
okay.
racing.
Well, it looks fantastic, mate, and it is now your turn to shout out all your sponsors that keep you racing here in the sim racing world, mate, and shout out some of the guys that keep you and your family racing in real life as well.
Well, unfortunately, I don't race in real life, but I would like to in the future. And also, thank you for Birthing Motor Group, Dr. Epoxy, Race Lab Overlays, RSW Graphics, Supernova Motorsport, Moser Racing, and Hi-Mo Setups for sponsoring Amelia Motorsports.
Awesome, mate. Well, congratulations again. Another P1 podium finish. You're definitely showing your dominance here in the 86 series, mate. What's the chance that we might see you moving on over into something else here on SRW?
It depends what day it's on. If I'm not doing anything, I might jump into a new series. Do need to learn a few more cars
I'd
than
like to
just
see you
86.
out there in open wheelers.
Maybe. I will be there tomorrow in GT3s though.
Oh, yep. That's not an open wheeler. That's too similar to an 86, just faster.
Oh, it's not really that similar, is it though?
No, it's not. It's really not. But I'd love to see you have a turn in an open wheeler, mate. But definitely looking forward to seeing you out here in the IMSA Shadow Series in the GT3s, mate. So everybody out there watching, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. Again, congratulations, Jamie. We get to talk to you a lot, mate. So keep up the great work you're doing here on SRW, mate. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Yeah, keep up the races and all that so I can actually keep racing them.
Mate, we will. Just don't forget to tell more of your sim racing friends, hey, look what SRW are doing. Go check out their league. Go check out the people. Go check out the broadcast. The more of you guys share it around, the more drivers that come in, the bigger and the better our league gets.
Yeah, maybe if we get 40 more subscribers on SRW as well, we might
Mate,
get a
we're
reach.
less. We're down to like the 30s now.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we've got 37, I think 33 to go.
Oh, that's closer.
Yeah, 33 subscribers left to go, and we will do a lucky draw to find out who wins that beautiful rig and seat, thanks to John and the team at Racecraft Simulation. So you heard it here from Jamie Christensen. Get your subscribe button hit right now.
All right, thank you, boys.
Too easy, mate. Have a great night.
You too.
Well, Sheafy, That was a cracking night. I'm hands down saying that is the best night of racing I have seen all season in the 86s, mate. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you see two rookies fight for a podium position. One, obviously, Matthew Philly Taylor ended up getting onto the podium, but yeah, it just proved how even this track was between all the drivers out there, and it definitely showed a lot of entertainment tonight.
It sure did, mate. It has been a pleasure broadcasting again with you this evening, mate. I thoroughly enjoy doing the 86s with you. Massive shout out to all our drivers. Without the drivers in this league, and we are pushing 400 strong over here in SRW. So huge shout out to all our drivers that come along, the new, the old. They are keeping this league alive, and you're all a bunch of awesome people. So without you guys, we wouldn't have these broadcasts to put on. So thank you so much for turning up every night and putting on such a great show. Huge shout out to everybody who joined us this evening for our Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 series. Everything you guys do as viewers really goes a long way to help us here at SRW TV to keep producing the content we do produce. Massive shout out to our Naming's Right sponsor, of course, Shannons Insurance. They are absolute legends. Long time name, long time been in the game. Everybody knows who they are. So thank you so much for Shannons Insurance for being on board with this amazing series. Warren & Brown Tools, of course, they've been one of our biggest supporters over the last couple of seasons. If you want fantastic tools made and owned by an Australian company with over 40 years experience in the game, go and check out warrenandbrowntools.com.au. All the other sponsors, there is a bunch of them. All their links are down in the description below. Please check them out. Some of them have affiliate links. Use those discount codes. Get yourself some discounts on your next purchases. And we are definitely going to see you next time on our next broadcast. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. The man in the comms box next to me has been Tyler Sheaf. And we are going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.